In the northern part of America, there was a small town called Blackwood. Dense forests surrounded it, the roads were broken, and at night, such silence covered the town as if the entire place was under the control of some invisible evil. For the past few months, people in Blackwood had been mysteriously disappearing. Every night, one person vanished. No screams, no clues. Only a burned black mark would be found outside a house or on the road the next morning. Meanwhile, Alex Morgan was returning to his hometown of Blackwood from New York after many years. His father had recently died, and now he had to complete the paperwork for the old mansion and family land. Evening had already fallen. Fog covered the sky. The taxi slowly moved along the empty road. Alex smiled at the driver and said, "This place looks like something straight out of a horror movie." The driver looked at him through the rearview mirror and spoke in a low voice. "Sir, don't go outside at night." There was so much fear in his voice that Alex became silent for a moment. Outside the window, tall dead trees swayed in the wind. Sometimes it felt as if something inside the forest was running alongside them. After some time, the taxi stopped in the middle of the town. The entire place looked deserted. Stores were closed. Roads were empty. Even the streetlights were half dead. Alex started walking toward his old house. The mansion looked even more terrifying than before. Suddenly, a girl's voice came from behind him. "Alex?" He turned around. Standing there was his childhood friend Emily. But her face looked tired, and her eyes were filled with fear. "You came back after all these years," she said softly. "Just had some work here," Alex replied. "But why does everyone here look so scared?" Emily looked around nervously and then whispered. "Every night, someone disappears." Alex laughed. "You still believe in ghosts?" Emily's face suddenly turned serious. "If someone calls your name at night, don't answer." Hearing those words sent a chill through Alex's body. That night, strange noises echoed through the mansion. Sometimes it sounded as if someone was walking behind the walls. Sometimes whispers came from the darkness. "Alex." Alex would suddenly wake up in fear. But every time, he tried to calm himself. "It's just my imagination." The next morning, Alex walked through the town again. Everyone looked terrified. People locked their doors before sunset. Children were not allowed outside. Even the air itself felt heavy. That was when Alex met an old priest standing near the abandoned cemetery. The priest stared at him with fear. "You should never have come back here." Alex frowned. "Why?" The old priest remained silent for a few moments. Then slowly he spoke. "Years ago, your grandfather destroyed the old church hidden inside the forest." Alex looked shocked. There was a spirit trapped beneath that church. When the church was destroyed, the spirit became a curse. And now every night, the priest whispered, "It takes another soul." That same night, Alex decided to go into the forest himself. He wanted answers. Midnight. Cold fog covered the ground. Deep inside the forest, Alex finally found the ruins of the old church. Burned soil surrounded the area. A broken stone cross lay in the middle. With trembling hands, Alex picked up an old lantern and lit it. The moment the flame appeared, the ground started shaking. Cold wind screamed through the trees. Suddenly, a voice came from behind him. "You shouldn't have come here." Alex slowly turned around. It was Emily. But something was horribly wrong. Her eyes were completely black. Her face no longer looked human. She slowly smiled. "I was never human to begin with." Alex stepped backward in fear. Then Emily spoke in a deep, horrifying voice. "I am the spirit your family trapped here." Black smoke spread across the forest. The trees shook violently. Alex turned to run. But suddenly black hands burst out from beneath the ground and grabbed him. No! Let me go! His screams disappeared into the fog. And then everything became silent. The next morning, terrible news spread through Blackwood. Alex Morgan has disappeared. After that night, the town became even more terrifying. People started seeing a girl standing deep inside the forest after midnight, calling people by their names. And whenever someone answered, they disappeared forever. But Alex wasn't dead. When he slowly opened his eyes, darkness surrounded him. The air smelled of dirt and rotten wood. His entire body felt ice cold. Suddenly, he heard someone crying nearby. A frightened man sat in the corner. His face looked pale and exhausted. Where am I?" Alex whispered. The man slowly lifted his head. "So, you got taken too. What is this place?" The man's breathing became shaky. "This is her prison." "Whose?" The man whispered fearfully. "Emily's." Suddenly whispers echoed all around the room. "Alex! Alex! Alex!" Alex covered his ears in fear. Then two glowing black eyes appeared in the darkness. Emily slowly stepped forward, floating above the ground. Her long black hair moved unnaturally in the air. Her skin was pale white. And her eyes, completely black. Emily smiled softly. "Welcome to Blackwood, Alex." Alex stepped backward. "What do you want from me?" Emily stared at him silently for a few seconds. Then softly whispered, "Freedom. By killing people?" Suddenly anger filled her black eyes. "I don't kill them." Her scream shook the entire room. Black smoke burst from the walls. Then suddenly Emily screamed in pain herself. She grabbed her head and fell to the ground. The frightened man quickly stood up. "Run now." He opened a hidden door behind the wall. Without thinking, Alex followed him. The two of them raced through a long dark tunnel. Behind them, Emily's terrifying voice echoed loudly. "You can't escape me, Alex." The tunnel seemed endless. Water dripped from the ceiling. Strange symbols covered the walls. Finally, they reached a giant rusted gate. The man pushed it open. Alex froze in horror. An entire underground town existed beneath Blackwood. Broken houses, dark streets, old lanterns, and dozens of terrified missing people hiding silently. "This is where she keeps everyone," the man whispered. "My name is Daniel." Before Alex could say anything, every lantern suddenly went out. Darkness swallowed the underground town. A cold whisper echoed everywhere. "Alex." Emily appeared again. But this time, she looked sad instead of evil. Finally, she revealed the truth. More than 100 years ago, the people of Blackwood sacrificed her beneath the church to awaken an ancient demon hidden underground. But the ritual failed. The demon became trapped beneath the town. And Emily's spirit became cursed forever. Now the demon was slowly waking up again. And it wanted revenge. Suddenly the ground exploded violently. A gigantic creature crawled out from beneath the earth. Its body was covered in chains and black smoke. Human faces screamed from inside its chest. Its burning red eyes locked onto Alex. Morgan blood. Emily screamed. "Run!" The creature chased them through collapsing tunnels. People screamed as darkness swallowed the underground town. Alex, Emily, and Daniel barely escaped back into the forest. There, Emily finally admitted the truth. "I never wanted to hurt anyone. The demon controls me. The only way to stop the evil forever was to return to the church ruins before sunrise. The three rushed through the forest while the giant creature followed behind them. Trees shattered around it. The sky turned blood red. At the church ruins, the old priest was already waiting with an ancient book. He explained the horrifying truth. Only the blood of the Morgan family can seal the demon forever. Suddenly the monster attacked. The earth shook violently. Emily fought against the creature while Alex stood near a glowing symbol carved into the ground. The priest handed him an old dagger. "Hurry!" The creature roared and rushed toward Alex. At the last second, Alex cut his palm with the dagger and let his blood fall onto the glowing symbol. Instantly, a blinding white light exploded across the forest. The demon screamed in pain. Thousands of shadowy hands burst out from the ground and dragged the monster back underground. Everything shook violently. Then suddenly, silence. The cold wind stopped. The darkness disappeared. Emily slowly began turning into smoke. Her black eyes finally returned to normal. Tears rolled down her face. "I can finally rest now," she whispered softly. Alex looked at her sadly. Before disappearing forever, Emily smiled at him one last time. Then, she vanished into the light. Morning sunlight slowly covered Blackwood. For the first time in years, the town was peaceful again. Days later, Alex returned to the forest one final time. As he turned to leave, a soft voice whispered behind him, "Alex." He slowly turned around. For one brief second, he saw Emily standing between the trees, smiling peacefully. And then, she disappeared forever.